1,000 Pound Sisters, Season 7, Episode 6. She's got this kind of mentality. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my new sister nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old. It's time for auntie advice. Oh, yeah. It's time for auntie advice. Sweet old auntie advice. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. This is Auntie, and we are here to do our review on the 1,000 Pound Sisters. If I had to rate this episode, I probably would rate this episode probably a 3. Y'all let me know downtown in the comments section what you would rate it. I am on here with my jammies on because it has been raining and it just puts you in that jammy type of mood. Okay. So I'm hoping that you all had a great day today and you had a great day today on purpose. So we're going to get in here. We're going to get in here. We're going to hit it and then we're going to quit it and then we're going to do what we got to do. Okay. So anyway, y'all, when we opened up this particular episode of the 1,000 Pound Sisters, we saw that, Tammy definitely wanted to, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Just 1 second, y'all. Hold on a second. I did something, y'all. Okay. So anyway, we open up this episode with well, I ain't gonna go um scene by scene. We just gonna talk like we usually do. So in this particular episode, we still dealing with the same bull crap. We got Misty over there talking to um a Baba, okay, Chris, about disengagement. So she's talking to Amanda and she's talking to them and she's saying that, they had all went out and they went to a haunted house and he dropped down, in a padded room, indicating that he wanted to marry her. He proposed to Amy, and Misty and Tammy were done. So they told Chris about it and told Amanda because this is the family that stays together and, in my opinion, prays together, right? I don't think that, what's going on? I don't think that there seems to be, in my opinion, any type of confidentiality that goes on in this family. I don't like that about them. They all talking there. I know that they filming the show, but I think that there would just be some things that I just would kind of keep to myself. And it appears that this family just doesn't do that. And I don't like that about them, right? Because what I think that it causes is that gang up type of mentality. And I just don't like that at all. And so, of course, she tells them that, Amy wants to have this wedding in an asylum and in some haunted house. And they basically all saying that they're not really going to be going for anything like that. And that ends up being basically the whole premise of this episode is everybody talking about, Amy's wedding. So now, of course, we know that Amy has to go to court, right? because her and her boyfriend were caught with not only marijuana, but they also had mushrooms. And the thing about it that I noticed that the family is doing is while they're talking about it, right, y'all, they still covering this mess up because they know that it wasn't the only thing that Amy had in that car. Now, Amy last week has been trying to get some documentation prior to her going to court, trying to get some documentation, which is why I believe she went to that doctor to verify that she, has, the little marijuana card based for, for medicinal purposes. So I think that, she's probably been making quite a few doctor's appointments, if you know what I mean, to try to say, no, she has this pain. No, she legitimately needs this medicine. X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. Y'all know where I'm going with it, right? And so, of course, Amy had already went and tried on some clothes and stuff like that last episode, and she really just does not care about how she looks. And I don't think that Amy is taking this seriously, because every time that they have tried to have a conversation with her, she, swerves. And so they're not really getting to Amy. They just have to let her do what she's going to do. Last week when she went to the doctor, he said that, her brain function was at a 14%, when it really, he wants her to get it up to 80. So, to me, it doesn't excuse, but it explains why the Amy is just so wacky and does the crazy things that she does and stuff like that. And so, Chris is going to be taking her down there. But before they go, Misty, Tammy, Chris, and Amy all go to this little park, right? I guess it's a side of the road type of joint, because I ain't seen nothing else around it. And Tammy wants to go is what do you call it? It's not sky. It's oh my God, y'all, what do you call it when you up in the air and you just gliding on the, oh my God, what do you call that? Oh my God, I cannot think of what you call that. My daughter and them like to do it, and I think it's dangerous as hell. Anyway, she wouldn't did that. Okay. Okay, thank you, Sharteria. Hey, boo. Sharteria said, Auntie is ziplining, bitch. Okay. Thank you, Sharteria. So, she goes ziplining. Uh, first, of course, Misty goes. She's the oldest. Okay, we go. She goes first, and she is rattled about it, but she really did like it. Chris goes last, and Tammy goes second, right? And Tammy has been wanting to do this, and they had to weigh themselves before they got on it. And I think that the maximum weight was like 285 or something like that. Chris barely made it. He was at, what was it, 280, I think it was. I think that's what it was. Tammy was 226 pounds. From 500 pounds, 700 pounds. Tammy has really, literally lost 500 pounds. Y'all, if y'all want this lipstick, I noticed y'all been liking this lipstick. Did I put it? I left it in the bathroom. I will make sure I link it. Thank you. I noticed on all the videos, y'all have really been digging this lipstick. So I will make sure that I tag it as a product so y'all can go ahead on and get y'all some. I love it because it is like a wear. Like you could eat a whole 5-course meal and this lipstick ain't going nowhere. It is not going no anywhere. So thank you all. I'll make sure I put it in there. So, okay. So y'all say he was 260. Thank you, y'all. So the max, I think, was 265 then, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Y'all know I was looking, but I wasn't looking back. Okay. So anyway, he passes it and everything. So Tammy gets on there. Like I said, Tammy was 226. I think I got that right. And she went down, and Tammy had a ball and wanted to do it all over again. And she was able to go up the stairs. Chris said the most flight of stairs that Tammy had ever gone up was like 2. And Tammy went up all those flights of stairs, y'all. And she said she did not even have to stop. So kudos to Tammy. This is what we have always been wanting for Tammy. And so Tammy was successful in changing her whole damn life. And we know that she has been thinking, or she has been trying to get herself qualified to have skin removal surgery. And so she has been working on her proteins and on her vaping and stuff. So anyway, they went and they did that. And so Chris was the last one to get on it. And the guy was like, look, he barely made the weight, the weight max requirement. So make sure you catch his big ass right, so he don't fuck up the brakes on the machine. Child, when I tell you I was screaming, I was scared. And he was like, yeah, he a big one coming down here. So anyway, oh, and you like the clothes too? These are my Ralph Lauren PJs. Now, I don't know if I can find these, but I'll try to find these. Thank y'all. So anyway, enough about me. So Chris was, they ended up going, Chris and Misty ended up bungee jumping. Now, Amy was there with them, but she did not want to participate in anything. She was, collecting rocks and stuff like that in a lower water thing, just really being antisociable. Why she went, I don't know. Tammy did not want to jump off of the little thing, right? So she went over there with Amy, but Amy really didn't have a lot of conversation for her, because Amy is really mad because the family, in her opinion, has rejected Brian. And I don't think that the family has rejected Brian. I think that the family just knows that this isn't a good look, and that Amy has not been dating him long enough. She only has 14% brain functionality. I ain't gonna forget that. And so, the family is just really concerned about her, making a move that she should not be making. And so we see Chris takes her down to the court building, her and Brian, and he's in the back. And this was the first time that I looked at this and I realized that there is something actually wrong with Brian. For some reason, I thought that, and I mean, I don't want to say that he's not normal. I just want to say that he probably has a 25% brain functionality test. That's all I'm saying. Like, this was the first time that I realized just like something is off with his ass. I suspected it before, but I did not, I could not confirm that something is the fuck wrong with him. And I really picked it up on this particular episode. And I was like, oh my God. When he was in the back and they were talking about the wedding and stuff like that. And, I think that the whole family has basically told her, this is not something that we're cool about. Chris said that, he doesn't want to go to an asylum to see her. They need to be focused. She needs to be focused on her children and stuff like that, right? And not be moving fast. And, they were like, we just want to do this. And, we're not really thinking about anything. And Chris was like, basically that's the problem. Y'all don't think about things. You don't, evaluate stuff or, like even just run it past your damn self, right? And so, they go to court and Amy and Brian's lawyers get them a continuance so that they can try to work with the system in order to get the charges dropped down to a misdemeanor charge. And I'm saying, okay, so we know that Amy has allegedly gotten this marijuana, right, from, or the medicinal card she's gotten from her doctor, but why do they have shrooms in them? So I think that that's what I'm confused about. Maybe those were his. So it's just the bullshit for me. So in another episode, in another scene, we see Tammy sit down with Amanda. Now, of course, we all know that Amanda is living in Amy's home. And so Amy sits down with Amanda, and Amanda tells her, right, that she's going to be moving out of her house in the next 2 weeks. And I'm thinking, okay, so Amanda is going to be moving out now. Amy's going to be able to have her home to herself. Maybe she will reconsider moving in with Brian. I thought that one of the motivations for her wanting to live with Brian, right, was because Brian was an escape from Amanda and her boys. And so Amanda told her, thank you, for allowing me and my sons to come in there. So here's a question for some of you all who are probably watching this, like on TikTok and stuff like that. So when Amanda went down to go to live with the dude in Florida, did she take her sons with her? Because I noticed that Amanda has said that, wherever she goes, her boys go with her. So I'm asking for a friend. Did Amanda take her sons and live with this guy? Because if it's not that serious to take them to Florida, pack them up and take them to Florida with her, then why is it so serious that she packs them up and take them to, somebody else's house? Anyway, I just was like, so, she brought up the subject about, Amy being with this guy and the wedding and stuff like that. And she was like, I support you, sis. But the whole episode, we basically saw Amy making this about, them not supporting her and not wanting to go to the wedding and all of that kind of stuff. And the family has basically turned on her and was like, you're not going to be a baby in this. You're not going to cry your way through this. Like, this is something that's not going to happen. None of us are going to support going to an asylum to go and see you get married. And so, of course, she's going through the rigmarole. We see her go and take Tammy over to the boyfriend Brian's house. And y'all, I've got to show y'all. His house is worse than hers. Hold on, let me see if it's going to let me play from right where I left off at, okay? So this is their little field trip. This is, hold on. This is the field trip that Amy says she's hoping that Tammy can see that this is a good place for the boys. Look at this raggedy. What is this? This house is worse than hers. Look at Tammy. So he got that old grandma. Somebody said, please describe Auntie. I'm blind, so I can only imagine. The house is dirty, very dirty. The furniture is dated and old. He has lamps inside of the house that are not the way that they're supposed to be. He has this old TV, old stand and everything, and Tammy is standing there now criticizing, right? And so this place is just, it's nasty. So now he's going over to a cabinet to put on one of those cabinet protectors for children because Amy is saying that they're going to go kids a house proof. And he has it on there, but the cabinet won't even stay closed, even with the protector on it. They're putting plugs in the outlet. This house is absolutely dirty, outdated, and everything else. And this is where Tammy has made a decision that she is going to stay. So let me see so right now we are going to the backyard. The backyard has a chain link fence, and it has a pool that is green, has algae in it. It is extremely dirty. There's debris all over the place. Pipes are rusted on it. The diving board looks like the coils that hose it so that you can spring up and down. It appears that they are just rusted all the way out. The stairs that lead you down inside of the pool has debris, leaves, tree limbs, people, okay, dead people. Okay, in this pool, the backyard has all kinds of trash and everything in it. The pool has not, and Tammy, he has a refrigerator back there, lamps. It looks like a file cabinet, all kinds of ladders, just, old grills. The place is a freaking mess. And this is where Amy thinks that her sons, I hope I did a great job with trying to explain that. Carolyn, just a girl. I hope I did a great job trying to tell y'all what it is. Who was the other young lady? Let me see if I can find you. I hope I did a great job, or at least you all got some kind of idea of what was of how the y'all looked. Okay. So thank you for letting me know that, because I always make an assumption. Yeah, it was Annie Ann. Thank you. Thank you so much. I make an assumption that everybody can see. So, you know what? Thank you so much for telling me, that. And I will be mindful of that when I show pictures in the future. Thank you. So, the place is dilapidated. It is just absolutely in total disrepair. And this, of course, is where Amy wants to raise her boys. And the only thing that Amy saw out of all of the dirt that looked like his house was damn near a hoarder's home is that he needed to put a fence up that go out to the yard or around the pool. No, he needs to clean that place up, because children, of course, we know when they're young, they play with their hands in their mouth, right? They take everything, they put it in their mouth, right? Because they, learning all of their sensory skills and stuff like that. And so children have a tendency to put things in their mouth all the time. He don't give a damn. Neither does Amy. Anyway, Amy is upset because everything that she's trying to do, every attempt that she is trying to make to win her family over in order to like him, the family is not going for it. Like they're not here for it at all. And I swear you cannot blame them. So anyway, we go, past all of that, and we go to Tammy's doctor's appointment. So Tammy has a doctor's appointment, and this is where she is going back to see whether or not she can have the skin removed. I'm assuming that Tammy has stopped vaping, because when she went in and talked with the doctor, the only issue that the doctor had with Tammy was that he wanted to make sure that Tammy's protein was up to the levels that they were supposed to be, while Tammy's levels were not at the place where they were supposed to be. He believes that Tammy will be able, it was like a couple of points off from where it needed to be. And so he believes that Tammy is going to be able to get that done. And so her doctor agreed with the one who's going to be doing the surgery on Tammy, that Tammy can indeed have skin removal surgery. Thank you, Barbara. Tammy's had skin removal surgery, y'all, and I'm sure I saw some pictures floating on the Tiki Talkie, but I don't know if it was actually Tammy. I can't wait to see the reveal, because I'm sure that Tammy has now gotten under 200 pounds, because I'm sure she has more than 26 pounds worth of fat skin or skin hanging on her. I mean, like, congratulations, for real, like dead ass. And so, she's very happy that she's going to be doing this. At the end of the episode, they had Tammy and Amy talking yet still about Brian. And Amy believes that, no one wants her to marry Brian. And Tammy told her it's not that. We just want to make sure that, you do everything right, you slow up, and that you provide the best life to your children. I don't know, who, if Amy had gotten real time, because I think that she did not get real time, who would really take care of those kids? Would it be Amanda? Would it be Misty? I don't think that it would be Misty, but I definitely think it may be Amanda. And 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 luckily that did not happen. But I hope she absolutely learned from this, because with 14% brain capacity, right? I don't know how Amy is even functioning to get this done. I see that over the years the family has definitely focused more of their attention, or had us focus more of our attention on Tammy than they had us focus our attention on how Amy really does need more assistance than Tammy ever did, because this bitch like is not thinking straight at all, and this is why she makes these mistakes and why she gets hung up with these kind of guys, right? It's atrocious. um I think she thinks, she thinks with, anyway. So, y'all, that is the end of my review. I thank you all so much for being here. Let me know downtown in the comment section what you think. Make sure that you have your notification bells turned on, because I will be back in a few minutes and we will be looking on the Tiki Talkie at 2025 Diabolical Ghetto Hot Mess Express prom send-offs. We've had a heavy week with the things that we've had to discuss this week, especially yesterday. And so we want to do something that's we're going to have fun. Make sure you got your notification bells on. Don't forget, members, that on yesterday I was supposed to come out and do P. Diddy. I will be doing that on Saturday, right? And I know I postponed it, but I had a good reason to, right? Okay. So we're going to be talking about the Diddy coming up to speed. We're going to go from day one all the way up to day 10, right? I think it's day 10 of the trial. And so it's going to be very in depth. Make sure you have something to eat, something to drink, and all that kind of stuff, because we're going to be out here a damn minute. I'll make sure that I have something to eat and something to drink, because I'm going to be trying to give you as much information as I possibly can to bring you all up to speed on what's going on with Diddy. And we are going to be talking about all of these people, right, and their roles in this, and really what I think about it, right, and what you think about it. I will make sure, as usual, that we have an open panel. I'll drop the link for you all so you can come up and speak y'all speak. Okay, I love y'all. So I'll be right back with these diabolical 2025 prom send-offs. Love you all. Bye.